Man, a lot of things happened this past month of August, so you know the title of the video, so let's go ahead and kick it. Alright, in the world of anime and manga, I read an article from Crunchyroll website. There will be a live action adaptation movie, a show to jump Bleach, and it's supposed to come out in 2018, which is 2 years away. At this point, I think Bleach fans can say, whatever, I don't care. Hollywood or Japan, whatever, they're going to find a way to screw it up. So, I think that fans are really, really salty, and for a good reason. The manga and the way it's being handled, the way it's being rushed out the door, the last two chapters, 684 particularly being, the controversial one. And it's just, they have a good reason to be salty. Very good reason to be upset. As for me, I've been following Bleach, anime, manga since January 2008. Up and down roller coaster ride. The final arc has just hadn't left me feeling empty. I'm just like, the last two chapters just had me like, okay, they really don't care. They're just mailing it in. And I'm just waiting for chapter 686, which is supposed to be the final chapter of the Bleach manga, which is supposed to come out tomorrow. So I'm just ready for it and get it over with and be done with it. So as for Boruto manga hurting the Naruto fandom, yeah, because it's a recap of the Boruto Naruto movie, and I don't think anybody asked for that. Look at Dragon Ball Super manga. They had like 4 chapters of what? The recap of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, and they just, after that, they just pushed it to the side and gave us, the Dragon Ball fans, something new, something fresh, something that we haven't seen before, and I like it. And of course, the art style, the artwork isn't cringeworthy, unlike Boruto manga. God, it's just, you don't want me to get started. I mean, especially with Sakura and Hinata looking like they're 13, 14 years old, despite the fact they're supposed to be in their late 20s or to early mid 30s. Like I said, you don't want me to go down that road. If you do, I'll go into a rant. So I'm gonna ease off of that. Ease off. Hopefully they get that Boruto Naruto movie out of its system with the manga and give the fans, the readers, the followers some fresh new content. I have a feeling that they won't do that until at the end of this year or early next year. And you go from 4 pages, 4 chapters, 4 pages of something new, something fresh, even though it was controversial in Boruto manga, to 4 months of Boruto Naruto the movie recap. Yeah. That's the way it is. That's where we at now. In the world of video games, I am looking forward to Dishonored 2, Mafia 3, and last but not least, Watch Dogs 2. And I think Watch Dogs 2 will be looked at closely, more so than the other 2 games that I just mentioned, for what happened the first Watch Dogs. And to be honest with you, I think the hype and the expectations have been very normal, not through the roof. Hope maybe it's more to do with the fact Ubisoft learned their lesson from their first Watch Dogs, how they, hyped it up to the moon, and the fans are to blame too, but it's more on Ubisoft, how they went overboard and crazy. So now, as for Mass Effect 2, I completed Arrival DLC. I love it. I can't give you which DLC I love more in Mass Effect 2 because I love all of them. There's 4 of them. I love all of them. Man, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I can't wait to play the DLC for Mass Effect 3. I can't wait. I still love that game too, but the final mission, the ending, yeah, that's where I don't love. It's those 2 things I just mentioned. So now, what else I can talk about? A little bit of sports. The Olympics. It's been pretty good so far. I mean, track and field, women's volleyball. They did lose. What was it? They lost to the USA women's volleyball team. Lost to Brazil, that sucks. USA men's basketball team won 3 straight games. Really, really close games, and folks are mad that they're not blowing out their opponents. I mean, listen, this is not 1992. This is 2016. They're not the dream team. They're not walking through that door and destroy the world. There's a little thing called the world is catching up to United States. You can sit there and say that's not true. They're not catching up. Yes, they are. And when they do, it's going to get ugly. Trust me. It will happen. So, Michael Phelps collecting gold medals like Mario collecting coins. That young man is just destroying the competition. Same way with Usain Bolt. Justin Gatlin went being a villain. That's because he been caught cheating twice. Lily King destroyed him, destroyed other cheaters, and just finger wagging at the Russian swimmer. I mean, I'm like, oh my goodness. Folks loving it. Some people not feeling it. They're criticizing her for what she's doing. Don't worry, I'll get to a little bit of Gabby Douglas as of right now. I mean, she'll be all right. She just needs to stay off the internet once the Olympics are over, get her mind right. She'll be all right. She needs to be mentally, psychologically tough, to grow a thick skin. And the extra criticism, the not having her right hand over her heart, and the hair, the nose. Yeah, with the national anthem, not having the right hand over her heart. I'm sorry. That's a bit much. That is a bit much. Too much. People just looking for something to complain just for the sake of it. Folks need to get a life. But yeah, these are the same people who are not complaining about how Hope Solo is acting. You gotta love the double standards in today's society. It is beautiful, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. Now, as for Cam Newton, it's best he worry about football, worry about 2016 regular season, worry about the Carolina Panthers, getting them to the playoffs, help the team win a Super Bowl. And, the social issues that can take care of itself. He can do wherever he wants off the field. No matter what Cam Newton does, say and do, whatever, he's damned if he do, damned if he don't. If he says something, he'll get criticized. If he doesn't say anything, he'll get criticized. So, there are times where he gets the things that he does sometimes. Criticism is warranted. You're like, why the world you would do that? Why would you say something like that? Including with the whole GQ magazine, and don't get me started, him running on the field on a preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. Please don't get me started. But other than that, with the whole Michael Bennett opening his mouth and uttering his name out because the NFL players not, saying more about social changes, social issues, and stuff like that. Not every athlete are equipped to handle those type of things. I mean, WNBA players, they do more than just talk. They're doing it. They're equipped to handle those type of things. NBA players like LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, and others. So I think people just need to back off of Cam Newton. That's all I'm saying. I mean, folks already dislike him as it is, especially with the post-game press conference from Super Bowl 6 months ago. Yes, people are still talking about it. They still bring that up. They'll do it to get their 2 cents in, to take a stick and poke at the bear. That's how they get their kicks in. Now, as for the movie that I went to go see, Suicide Squad from DC, the budget $173 million. Yeah, $173 million, and the budget box office $471 million or something like that. Yeah, 2-hour 10-minute film. It was released couple weeks ago, August 5th. I went to go see it on the release night, and let's get this greatness and stinkiness out the way. The greatness, the cast, the characters, the chemistry of it, the action scenes, the backstory, sort of, the soundtrack on point, the tone of the settings, the tone of the movie. Yeah, I know it's dark and gritty, but it's a super villain movie. They're playing as heroes again versus evil. And I don't mind at all. I had one hell of a ride. Now the stankiness, the ugliness, the third act of the movie, it felt like it dragged on too long. The plot was super weak and predictable. I didn't care for Dr. June Moore, aka Enhanstress, for the simple fact that she, in the comic books, the rebirth of Suicide Squad, she is a member of Suicide Squad. But in this movie, however, not only she is a villain, she's part of the plot. The portals, we've seen that with so many movies, including Marvel movies, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, which that makes sense because of the Technodrome and Krang, etc. But with other movies, and now with Suicide Squad, it's just like, okay, how many times are you going to keep playing the portal plot movie? Now, the backstory, I did say some good things. Now let me say some bad things about it. You go from Captain Boomerang and Katana, it feels more like a flashback than a backstory to Slipknot and Killer Croc. There was no backstory with those characters at all. I'm like, this reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014 movie reboot scenario where they don't introduce where they had no backstory between Splinter and Shredder. That was stupid. So yeah, other those things, and I'm pretty sure I left out a couple other negative things. I think this movie is above average, a 6.5 out of 10. It's not the greatest movie of all time. It's not even the same ballpark as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a movie I love to death, and Captain America Civil War. But it's not a crappy movie like Fantastic Four 2015 or Green Lantern or Daredevil or anything like that. It's significantly better than Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. So that's how I feel. What do you guys think of today's topics? And with that, SA17 throwing y'all a salute. If I don't upload this video tonight, it'll be tomorrow. So have a good day. Talk to you guys later. And are y'all ready for NFL football season? What y'all think?